Hello everyone, this is David Perales, Chairman, President, Executive Director of Foundation for the Study of Cycles. Welcome to my fourth FSC video magazine. I apologize for missing last weekend. It was the July 4th holiday, so I took a small break. It was brought to my attention that that video magazine was published with about half the audio missing, so I'm going to sort of dovetail the free section of that video magazine to show the progression of how the member lodge is built in basically three layers: an outside public layer, an inside free membership layer, and inside of that a premium services membership layer, including what I'm calling the FSC Full Access Pass. The main purpose of this video is to answer the question, why should I want to become a premium Full Access Pass member? The difference, simply stated, is the difference between practice and theory. When I first started the foundation, all we had were stacks of files from Dewey that were put in our offices in Albuquerque. We had a scanner, and we decided to go to work. I realized the FSC could not survive without digitalization. I also realized the FSC could not survive as a traditional 501c3 nonprofit. The 501c3 nonprofit derives 2/3 of its support from donations, and no one wants to donate to save the cycles anymore. They want to donate to save the tigers. So we began to go with the flow, I guess you'd say, and look around through the IRS records, IRS recommendations, and came up simultaneously with the fairly new concept the IRS itself had birthed, is the concept of a hybrid for-profit nonprofit. In other words, we weren't the only nonprofit facing extinction because no one wanted to support us with just a purely donation. In other words, you can't receive something back for a donation. You can't get software. You can't get services. It's what it says. It's a donation. So with that in mind, and some advisors, we started looking through the codes and discovered this little known, at the time fairly new, we're talking 2005, 2006, IRS amendment, which allowed for the formation of a hybrid for-profit, nonprofit corporation. There were some obvious stipulations. The foundation or the nonprofit must retain control of the hybrid, but it did allow the hybrid the right to go out and solicit funding in terms of shareholders and stocks, sale of stocks and securities to fund its operation. Through the years after 2005, several states began to offer IRS-approved formation, only a handful: Vermont, Illinois, and I believe Michigan. I decided to incorporate the new L3C, which you've been hearing about for several years now, in the state of Illinois. And 2 years ago, that entity became a legal entity. At the present time, we are beginning our initial round of funding to take the Foundation for the Study of Cycles, L3C, into an IPO status to be projected by 2015. We're on a fast track, and we hope you're going to be with us. So let me explain what this is all about. Now, in 2005, nothing was digitized. We had some software, and we had some files, data files, known as the Foundation Long Series Term Data. So what we have today in 2014 is the culmination, I guess you'd say, the finished digital product of the resurrection of the Foundation for the Study of Cycles. I'd like to give you a brief, or maybe not brief, guided tour. I want to be detailed, but I want to be as simplified as possible. When you first go to the Cycles Member Lodge, you will see on the outside what everyone in the public sees. I've decided to make certain of our documents and certain of our publications publicly available at no charge, no membership required, simply to let people know who we are and how we came to be. So on this page you're seeing in front of you is a page that someone would see that is not even a free member. They would first land on this page and they would see information about the Foundation for the Study of Cycles. They would see that becoming a lodge member is available to all at no charge, and they would see a way to join. They would also be able to access our development project starting in 2003 with Project Firebird. Project Firebird actually was underway before the foundation was resurrected in 2005 under a different organization in the state of New Mexico when we finally were able to bring the foundation itself back from inactivity to the state of Connecticut, take the original charter that marked the beginning of the FSC resurrection. And like the Firebird, the FSC has indeed risen from the ashes. Project Zarathustra took over in 2011 and was the discovery and exposition of the planetary cause of Dewey's cycles. Dewey himself was a planet guy. He knew that somewhere out there, something out there, was causing the phenomena he'd been observing. And this is one of my favorite quotes from Dewey. He says, if the fractions of the orbital periods of any of the planets have anything to do with the terrestrial cycles we ordinarily study, all cycle periods that are not determined from data that are not exact orbital periods of the proper planets will be an error. Dewey wrote this in 1976, 2 years before his death. He was looking for his cause, and he knew somewhere along the way his work would be vindicated. Project Prometheus was initiated by me in 2012 to take this discovery of the cause of Dewey's cycles and the study of cycles itself to a world now ready for the concept of predictive analytics, which Edward R. Dewey and the Foundation had actually pioneered over 70 years ago. We discovered and promoted and developed predictive analytics decades before the term was even known. And now do a search on Google on predictive analytics and there are millions of pages. Everybody is backing this new quote-unquote concept of predictive analytics. From a set of data, you may be able to predict the future. I also have on the outside, available for public, our publications of the FSC Birth and History. This is an original article from Science Magazine talking about Ellsworth Huntington participating from Yale University of the Mathematic Conference in 1931, which was a direct descendant of the FSC board as we know it today, or as we knew it then. It has descended down to us. And the board of this Mathematic Conference became our first board, including such people as Wesley Clair Mitchell, who was the founder of the National Bureau of Economic Research, which even today tells the U.S. government if we're in a recession or depression. Also, we had Charles Greeley Abbott, who was the head of the Smithsonian for many, many, many years, studying cycles and weather. And all this is discussed in these articles. Then we have an article about the birth of the FSC from Dewey himself, how it started on January 10th of 1941. And then a publication that came out at our 50th anniversary called Formation, History, and Leadership, which is an in-depth study of the Foundation's history. So I figured this was appropriate to leave outside for anyone to see interested in hearing about who the FSC really is and was. Cycles Magazine, of course, was our flagship publication. I have plans to finally resurrect Cycles Magazine on a permanent basis once our first round of funding is in to the new L3C. But on the outside here, anyone can come in and select any particular issue and read the Cycles Magazine for themselves from the outside. This publication, by the way, is in most libraries worldwide and has been in libraries since the 1950s. Cycle Celebrities is a website I built to celebrate the people who have spoken at the Foundation for Study of Cycles events, including a speech, a little-known speech of Lady Margaret Thatcher given in Princeton in 1996, prior to the independence, just prior to the independence of Hong Kong from Great Britain. The Foundation report is about to be republished. Cycles Projection Magazine initially, now the Foundation report, and this is a publication that will be republished starting in August, which gives projections of both the planetary and momentum studies and the cycle studies on these different markets. This is available to the public at large. I've also have utilities out here, some interesting things such as silver price histories, gold price histories. This is a thing just to click through and take a look, when you have the time. This is available to everyone on the outside. Current charts on markets of interest, taken from the Kitco website. Something very useful to people who are studying cycles is a calculation between two dates, because cycles can be either in market days or in calendar days, and so this does help in that calculation on the studies. There's a special way, by the way, to handle dates prior to 1900 in some versions, older versions of Excel. Even modern versions of Excel have a tough time with certain dates. This article does talk about that. Excuse me. There's a world time clock in here because we are a global organization. These are just utilities for people. I found an interesting set of global market links to publish for us. And thanks to Sergey, excuse me, our friend from Timing Solutions, who's one of our partners, I have given permission to produce his entire page, which gives tons of free market data available at different places, and you can feel free to study these. Then as people click through here from the outside, they see we have a free membership open to all. We also have premium services. Complete Trader Package is a cycles-driven trading coaching program. Again, practice versus theory. And of course, the Full Access Pass itself is everything the Foundation is currently actively involved in, online, weekly, sometimes daily, with our memberships. And they can join, the public can join from the outside by simply selecting one of their choices as far as going through 2015, 2016, or the end of 2014. If you'd like more information, you can select information request here, submit a request, or schedule an appointment to speak with some of our personnel about FSC. So let's say they want to join. They go over here, and there's a place for them to select, their type of membership level, everything from applied research and development to corporate membership, to hedge fund managers, to individual investors, individual traders, etc. People coming from our LinkedIn profiles. And they join up. Now at this point, this is everything available on the outside, which is significant to people who have not yet joined for even a free membership. So let's see what happens if you come in as a free member, which most of you are. I have a membership already set up here for Member Lodge as a preview member Lodge. So let's come in here at the membership level, and you automatically see there's expanded information. So everything that was on the outside is still here, but the publications have been enhanced. Not only do you have access to Cycles Magazine, you have access to downloadable digital DVD, which took us a couple years to produce. This downloadable DVD is in 4 parts, can be extracted to your hard drive, is searchable, and enables you to search through any of the over 15,000 pages of the Cycles magazine and look for any topic that you desire. Also here for the first time is Dewey's How to Make a Cycles Analysis course. This was a course Dewey put out in the 1950s as the founder of the foundation to teach people how to do it themselves, how to do a study of cycles on their own. The book is available from my good friend Brad at Sacred Science Institute. He's selling the book for I think about $350. It's well worth it. It's a beautifully bound volume, but this is our PDF course, which is available to you here as a free member. The Classic Cycles Library was published in the 1960s. It has 4 volumes, including Edward R. Dewey's collected writings, a huge volume of over 800 pages, all the writings of Dewey. He was indeed the Stephen King of cycles, I guess you'd say. His book he published in 1947, Cycles, the Science of Prediction, was really the, as I see it, as many of us see it, the grandfather of predictive analytics. Dewey stated in that book, it is the business of science to predict. And this book is included here in full. The landmark publication that was put out by our chairman, W. Clement Stone, at the time, Dewey in combination with Ogmandino, the editor of Success Unlimited magazine, also the author of The Greatest Secret in the World, The Greatest Salesman in the World. They put out in 1970 to 71 a book called Cycles, Mysterious Forces That Trigger Events. This book is here still in its entirety, still under our copyright protection. And this last volume was published in the 60s as a limited edition set, was the Catalog of Cycles Part 1 Economics. Dewey was trying to put together during his lifetime, which he didn't succeed, but he started a good start, Catalog of Cycles and Encyclopedia of Cycles. And this first volume is here for your enjoyment in your free membership. Cycle Celebrities, of course, is still here. You can go in and see who spoke at the foundation, listen to their articles, listen to their speeches, I mean. Many very famous people that we still know of today. Martin Armstrong spoke at this conference, was of course our chairman at one time. Jake Bernstein has been a supporter member of the foundation for decades. Charles Kirkpatrick, Rhodes Fairbridge, was a scientist from Australia. Walter Bressert, of course, a famous cycles analyst. Theodore Landscheid, a solar scientist. Of course, our own Sherman McClellan spoke at this conference. Aria McMaster spoke here. Mike Nimera, Richard Mueller, Richard Mogi, James Romer, and Gertrude Shirk, who was Dewey's successor after he passed and was actually the foundation's director for decades. Has her speech here, as well as Jim Tillman. Lieutenant Commander David Williams, who was well known as probably one of the foremost, if not the foremost, financial astrologer who ever lived. His work is here, and his speech is here at the foundation, and this is Lady Margaret Thatcher's address in Princeton in 1996. A little-known speech of Lady Margaret Thatcher, which incidentally is not even on her own website for some reason, but here it is on our website. So these were some of the cycle greats. Software, we of course have the original Tech Signal software with its training videos available here for download. This is available with a free membership, the original Tech Signal, that it had been the algorithms that had been used since the 80s, the days of Paul Tudor Jones. And even though they have been discovered not to be Dewey's original algorithms, they have their place in our history, and they are available for your free use and download at this place. Also included is my Tech Signal Z-Tap, which I developed to set stop limits for different cycle turns, trades, and so forth. And then the training videos on this software, how to use Tech Signal and how to run a turns analysis, and how to use the Z-Tap program is in here under the free membership. Now, Tech Signal 7 is Dewey's code resurrected for the first time in the last couple years and put into the familiar Tech Signal shell. This is not available in a free membership. This is available as a separate product. It is an it's an upgrade to our software, much as Windows has its own upgrades. And this is to straighten out people's thinking who seem to, for some reason, think that they're entitled to free software for their lives because they bought at one time a product from us. That's like, calling Microsoft in Redmond, Washington saying, hey, I bought Windows Vista, so where's my free upgrade to Windows 8? That's not the way the software business operates, and certainly not the way we need to operate to stay alive. We need to do the same things that are done in the industries, which is to produce ever newer and better types of products. So Tech Signal 7 is not an upgrade to the old Tech Signal, it's an update, completely different as Vista is to Windows 8. Likewise, Tech Signal 8 is an upgrade to Tech Signal 7. Tech Signal 8, which is in production right now, will include a Planetary module that is based on the Baradine work, the Baradine proprietary barocentric algorithms, and enable someone to output a turns file very similar to a turns file for a cycle, along with the Planetary amount of position, gains, losses, percentages, and so forth. This again is in its beta stage, but available, and I'm soon to publish a WebEx training course for the people who have this product. These are not included with the free membership, but they're advertised here to the free members. The Foundation Report likewise is a premium product, not available to free members, but is likewise advertised here to the free members. The long-term Dow Jones work I started on many, many years ago. Decided to formalize it here, and my first projection was in February of 2011, and it's based on Dewey's original Dow work of the 14 and 10-year Dow cycle composite, and this is how it looked back in February of 2012, and you can see the progression of the update, how the Dow has indeed since the bottom here in March of 09 has followed perfectly the trend line dictated by Dewey's long cycles, has deviated slightly, but that's due to the axis adjustment, and has stayed within its parameters. What has become alarming to me, and why I'm talking about the perfect storm again for the first time, because I believe the perfect storm now is brewing, is the fact that this cycle, this long cycle, tops in 2015. And then the rest of the way is down. So here's where we are now. We're in here at this junction, somewhere in here. So this raging bull market that again is available inside to the free members. Also available are the same utilities, the cycles research, reference to historical data. This is available here this is Sergey's page, I'm sorry, this is Sergey's page, much more intense than what's on the outside. It's available to you here. Many, many sources to download historical data. Remember, this is all in the free membership. Also, I have included our historical long-term data, which at one time was selling for as much as $135 per data series. It's all here available to the free members for their own cycle studies. Something I put in here called the Dewey Memorial Online Library. This is all the physics books I could find clumped together in PDF form for download for your own private use. And over here I have what I'm calling the Kepler Library, which is a breakout of many different interdisciplinary areas, I guess you'd say, that are related to the study of cycles. Everything from artificial intelligence to astrology, astronomy, biology, chemistry. Fantastic collection of books here. This again is just the beginning of a mammoth online library that I'm planning and have been developing over the years for our free and paid members. Okay? Then we take a look at the premium services. Oh, by the way, also for the free members is a support request form, which is accessible here. All you have to do, if you have some questions, is click the red button. It'll take you to a page to fill out a support request. Likewise, information request and scheduling appointment is also available to both the free and the outside members. Now, what's the difference? Well, there's about almost 70 years of information I finally was able to pack in some semblance of coherent organization in this website in digital form. This was an incredibly large undertaking for a small unfunded staff, but we did it, and here it is, so enjoy it. The intent is to keep the membership to the Foundation Study of Cycles to our archives, to our history, to our theory, to our past work, always open, free to everyone. But to continue to go forward, it takes money. It takes funding. This is the purpose of what I now call the Full Access Pass, or our premium services. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Let's come on in as a Full Access Pass member. I have to type in my password here. Now this password is not the way you do it. This is done with my RoboForm. You simply log in down here and it's not going to work because Internet Explorer doesn't like. I got to log out. Okay. Try this again. Full Access Pass. Here we are. Okay, the Full Access Pass again is a layered version of the original that you just saw, except it gives you full access to everything we are now doing. Actively developing trading models, developing trades, developing profits for people trading our signals and our buy-sell signals. So first of them, there's two basic programs here, 2 levels. The first level is called the Complete Trader Coaching Membership, which is basically strictly cycles. So there's a lot of people that just don't want to hear about planets. Fine, you don't have to. Here's the cycles work, based on Dewey's original cycles, based on trading turns for profit. Tech Signal 7 is available here for download if you are a Full Access Pass member. Tech Signal 8 is also available here for download if you're a Full Access Pass member. Right here. Okay. And this is the cycles trading class that actually meets live once a week, where you can come in, learn how to do cycle turns trading, and participate. In other words, this is the active part of the concept of the resurrection of FSC. And there's a lot of material to go through. There's enough there in the free membership to last you for a lifetime, if all you want to do is learn about what other people did. If you want to do it yourself, that's how I'm inviting you to join us through the Full Access Pass. The Full Access Pass is a tutorial, a coaching program, interactive support group with real live traders, real live trades, and people making real live profits. That's what Full Access Pass does. And to go complete full access, you will, of course, be looking with us at the Paradigm Planetary Momentum Studies. So the Full Access Pass gives access to everything, to the meetings. There's the live WebEx meetings. They're held once a week on Mondays at 3:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And the Paradigm Traders meetings are held twice a week, with what's called the Early Adopter Trader Program on Thursdays. Monday and Thursdays, the Paradigm Live Traders meetings. And on Thursdays is the Early Adopter Trader meeting. The Paradigm Traders meeting on Mondays and Thursdays is basically a business meeting. We talk about trades. We talk about the signal. We talk about how we're going to trade the projected price line. We talk about the entry and exit points. Is the trade working? Do we want to change the trade? Do we want to stay in the trade? Do we want to exit early? What do we want to do? It's strictly a business meeting. There's no research done in this meeting. There's not much discussion except some supporting technical evidence for the signal itself. On the other hand, the early adopters meeting is for forum. It's for open discussion about the Paradigm signal, about how to best use it, about how to best profit from it, and everyone who attends is invited to participate. Now, if you miss the meetings, does it mean you're out? No, all the meetings are recorded, including the cycle meetings. They are not posted in this lodge. They are posted on a public forum at the Yahoo groups, but in a private Yahoo group session. That also is part of the full access pass. And to obtain access to these, you're invited once you're in the Access Pass program. And the Full Access Pass program gives you not only Paradigm Traders Group Live Online membership for the duration of your term, it gives you access to the recorded meetings, which have been posted on the Paradigm Yahoo groups. It also gives you access to the sheets, to the worksheets, the workbooks, the actual data files that we use to generate the trades for your own use, to import into a program, to study, to set up your own trades if you desire. The early adopter meetings are also recorded and posted at the Paradigm Yahoo group. And twice a week, you will receive an email with simply the buy-sell signals as they stand after each meeting. Have we changed them? Have we modified them? Have we added new ones? The only live buy-sell recommendations are being given this emailing are the main 15 Paradigm assets. Presently, the Paradigm Group is studying and trading over 70 live assets, including ETFs, including styles and sectors, stocks. We're expanding almost weekly to make sure everyone has a chance to trade something to enjoy the profits that are being enjoyed by many other members, even the new people, through trading this signal. Now let's take a look at the private Yahoo groups. There are also Trading Planet's website. The Trading Planet's website's available. As I said, the Tech Signal 7, Tech Signal 8, Cycles Research, Cycles Projection magazine will be part of the Full Access Pass, not a separate purchase for people in the Full Access Pass. And I have made the Full Access Pass available in different flavors, if you will, to the end of 2014, end of 2015, end of 2016, and 2018, and have recently released a publication of a limited offer to start our IPO rollout for a lifetime full access pass to all the current, live, ongoing, active activities of FSC. This is your chance to profit from, get involved, actual, real trading. You know, that's what I thought everybody wanted, was to learn how to trade using cycles and planetary momentum. And that's what we're doing here. We're not doing it by reading a PDF. We're doing it live 2, 3, 4 times a week in meetings, in forum session with other skilled traders. That's what you're invited to participate in the Full Access Pass. And to my knowledge, I was approached from one of our members. No one else on earth is actually doing this either. Despite the fact that it's planets and the fact that it's cycles, they're not aware of any global forum like you have available to you, led by people like Sherman McClellan and some very major traders who have experience in trading, to determine entry and exit dates to get the most profit out of the work, to keep the foundation's work going. The concept of the FSCL3C that I have birthed is a member-owned, member-driven organization. You will be invited as a member to own a part of the FSC before it goes public. Let that sink in to those who know what that means. This is the reason for the phone calls, the reason for invitations to join the Full Access Pass program, and some of you have been invited at some prices are somewhat less than this, I understand. That's not my job. My job is simply to, as administrator, make sure all this stuff is working. So you have 2 or 3 of my staff contacting you, responsible for the lodge, including Julio and Milton and Alex, and we'd appreciate a response back one way or the other. We have to know, are you with us or not? Do you want to sit there and just enjoy your free membership? Great. You have the right to do that. We want this to be free to everyone. But if you want to get active, involved, and start making money with the group, help the company to grow and expand exponentially, heading towards our IPO in about a year, that's what we want you to do. That's what the Full Access Pass is all about, to help support this. Let's take a look at the Yahoo groups. When you go to the Yahoo groups, if you have more than one in your listing, you're going to see what I see here, for example. Here's the Baradine Yahoo group. And as you go into here, you're going to see, once you're in the group, many different posts by members who post comments about the current trades, who have questions about the current trades. There's also a files section where all of the trades, all of the sheets since day one are posted here for your download and for your own analysis and use. Every week we post 2 new trades, or 2 new trade books, I guess you'd say, updating the current signal, updating the price with the signal, see how well the price is obeying its signal. And also we have separate workbooks for the stocks, the ETFs, the sectors, the indexes, and the market styles. Like I said, over 70 assets are now being traded live in session by traders with recommended entry and exit dates for profit. This is Baradine. The cycle also, by the way, we do have the recorded meetings posted. So when you go into the Yahoo group, you want to see what happened last week's meeting, you weren't there, you can join the early adopter meeting here in the recording, or you can get the trades. This is what the trades looks like, and you can get the meeting recording right here. Click on a streaming recording or a downloaded recording. Cycles Research is the Cycles group, the Cycles Complete Trader group. And likewise, the trades are posted here. The meetings are posted here. You can download the spreadsheets, download the work, watch how the software is being applied. It's a very interactive, functioning organization. It's a support group. Trading Planets. This is the Trading Planets Yahoo group based on the Trading Planets website. And this talks about how to best apply the projections of the Trading Planets website to trades. So as you can see, this Full Access Pass, as I've designed it, gives everyone the right, the ability, whatever you want to say, to get in here and learn and work and profit from the work the foundation is doing. And just to throw a few figures at you, I've thrown them to you in the earlier sessions. One of our traders, in the first year he traded the signal from March to March of 2013 to 2014. In that first year, he actually traded the signals as recommended in the Baradine group, made in his own portfolio 225% of the S&P in a near record year. So we must be doing something right. Now, are we selling a trading system? No. We are selling participation in a research project with profit involved to the people that are supporting it. Profit being we are recommending buys and sells based on the perceived future price line. Is that a trading system? Not really, because as I explained to a member earlier today, let's say I give you a graph of the Dow Jones from January 1st of 2013 to January 1st of this year. I give it to you to look at, a daily graph of the Dow Jones, and I say trade that. Well, you're going to use your own trading system. That's what we're doing. We're giving the price in advance. The data we're using today is the same data that we had 2 years ago. We have not changed our data sets or our data sheets in 2 years. So the point is, when you look at a Baradine trading graph, we're going to give a recommended buy and sell entry date based on our experience as traders actively looking for a trade to make profit on a perceived move in the underlying based on what the price projection graph says the price is going to do in the future. Does that mean you have to take that trade? No, it means that that trade, if taken, produced one of our traders 225% the S&P from March of 2013 to March of 2014. This is all documented. We have recorded, for those who'd like to review them, over 160 live meetings starting September 27th of 2012, trading this signal phenomena, the Paradigm signal. It's exciting. There's nothing like this anywhere on Earth except at the Foundation for the Study of Cycles in the Paradigm groups. Again, if all you want to do is trade cycles, that's available here too. The Cycles group's doing very well also. The cycles trade just the turns of a single cycle. Trade the bottom, buy the bottom, sell the tops. Buy the bottom, sell the tops. Buy the bottom, sell the tops. Flip-flop, 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 back and forth. We've been doing very well on doing that, isolating the best profit cycles using Tech Signal 7 with Dewey's original cycles, and producing a portfolio of trades which is now being published the same way the Paradigm is published. The Cycles group is a little bit newer, been in existence for a few months. But as time goes on, the profitability will show. We're headed towards automated trading, where we have precisely defined, mathematically defined, and characterized, if you will, entry, exit dates, profit potential, risk potential is predetermined. Yeah. Based on cycles and planetary momentum. Not based on the data, based on Dewey's something out there. Based on apparently the discovery of a natural law or set of laws, probably at this point, as far as we can tell, really unknown, that determine, trigger, and apparently control the price of, at very least, the equity markets. Now, why are we so hung up on trading? Many of our members, just like in Dewey's day, have come crying to me about what about the earthquakes, what about the tornadoes, what about... Wonderful. As soon as we get the funding, that's going to be the first step into the social sciences, into economics, into weather, into health, other areas that Dewey saw his new science being applied. But in a very basic concept, the Paradigm Group is a living laboratory. Like Mark Twain said, people keep track of their money better than anything else. It's not as easy to find how many baby seals were clubbed in Alaska as it is to find out what the price of gold was at the PM fix yesterday in London. That's just the way humans are. So it's an ideal laboratory set to study and understand these hidden forces that Dewey called cycles, mysterious forces that trigger events.